Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video, is going to go through which top 5 Esper I think is the most impactful Reso that can actually carry you in the game, especially those players who is a beginner or maybe returner. They have no idea like which Esper they should actually focus to get their R2 effect first, which is the resonance effect 2. Like the previous video I already made is purely R0, which means one copy is enough to actually use them and carry in your game. But maybe when you reach until certain progress and you're starting to get duplicates of the Esper, then you're starting to think of which 5 Esper you should actually focus on to get their Reso 2 effect first. So this is the video for it. If you are a long-term player, you pretty much already know which Esper is good for R2, which Esper is not. So this video might not be suitable for you, but this is more covering for those new player or returner player who have no idea which are the best Esper to actually get their R2 effect. Clear? Alright, so for the first Esper I'm going to go through today is going to be Feng Shun. Alright, Feng Shun R2 effect here is impactful and it game changes a lot. Like, why will I recommend you Feng Shun? Like, Feng Shun R0 is already very good, right? But why am I recommending even his R2 effect? So if you get original copy of Feng Shun and you get one more copy and the other copy here, you unlock a new effect which grants all your random bonus effect, which is including attack up, speed up, and crit damage up effect to all allies for 2 turns, which means instantly when he casts S3, it attack up, speed up, and crit damage up for all your Esper, and then also everyone's AP plus 25%, which makes him into an AP pusher as well. Which originally when he's at R0, he is only a sub DPS, right? But after that, he can be a main buffer and also a main AP pusher in one single row. And not to mention that he also have heal in his kit, which actually able to cover in a lot of content. Like when you need buffer, he can fulfill the condition. You need a sub DPS, he can fulfill. You need AP pusher, he can also fulfill. And 25% AP is pretty rare in the game. Like there's a few Esper that can AP pushes as well, such as Clara. But you can see Clara here only AP pushes 20%, which is 5% lower. And what if some free-to-play Esper like Dahlia, which is the epic Esper, right? Dahlia also AP pushes, but if we look at here, her S3 is only 15% and only cover crit rate up and attack up for 2 turns, which means he's actually a lot more better in terms of AP pushing, a lot more better in terms of buffing as well, and he's kind of like universal, able to use in any kind of content, even from early game until end game. His R2 effect will change your whole progress in the game because of the effect. Alright, then after Feng Shun, the next one I'll be covering is Artiar. Okay, why am I suggesting Artiar R2 effect? Like there's a lot of Esper R2 effect is good, but why am I suggesting Artiar? Like to be honest, Artiar R0 is already enough. Like it's definitely enough for you to play Artiar, but one of the main reasons I'll recommend Artiar R2 is because he will get an additional 5 stack of Zest at the start of the round. And this Zest here I know is more towards into end game, like when you want to do some wave clearing content or maybe Fafnir speed run, then you only need this R2 effect. But I believe that in early game until mid game, these kind of phases, Artiar will actually be one of your main DPS if you have Artiar, because he has self-healing. He has self-healing when he take hit, he have HP reduction, he have self-healing increase, he make himself also tankiness, and he can fulfill a lot of wave content in the game, like let's say Wind Tower, let's say the event trial is a wave content thing, right? And then you can use Artiar to maybe solo Fafnir at early to mid game stages, because he has self-heal, he can deal multi-hit damage, his damage is pretty pain, and his HP scaling. And if he help you clear Fafnir fast enough, you can actually use Fafnir Thunder equipment to make your other Esper equipment better, then you can have a better time for pushing. So I really think that Artiar R2 effect here makes a lot of utility in terms of wave clearing content, but this one is a bit debatable. Maybe some player will think that maybe other Esper R2 effect is more impactful, but personally I really think that the 5 stack of Zest here will change a lot of things, because at the start of the combat you instantly get 7 stack of Zest, including the passive 5 plus 2 here, right? So you instantly have 7 stack, which means you have a total of 140% healing received, and another 70% chance of reducing getting critical hit, which makes your army a lot more tankiness and also unlock a lot of wave content. Especially in our game, the event content, a lot of them is actually wave content, which makes your army rotate faster, and also PvP, you're able to use army as well. It makes your army set up a lot more faster. Then the third one I'll recommend for today is going to be Embla. So a lot of you maybe already know that Embla R2 is impactful, but especially if you're a beginner or returner, Embla R2 is still going to be one of the best DPS you can actually have for your PvE and also PvP content. PvP content, you're going to need Fushi, but in PvE content, Embla R2 is still going to be very impactful because this corrupted seed explosion thing is going to be AoE instead of single target. You can think this of, usually you can only nuke on one target, but after getting R2 effect, you are actually able to nuke AoE, and the AoE effect is very impactful. And not to mention, when you're gonna talk about disease, when you're talking about bleed, Embla is also still gonna be one of your main choice, because Embla corrupted seed here apply disease, which is not many Esper have it as well, and Embla also apply seed. Where is the seed? Here, inflict. Sorry, not seed. Bleed. Inflict bleed debuff. So like bleed debuff, there's also a very limited amount of Esper that have bleed debuff. That is also very strong. And then when you want disease and then you want DPS, Embla is one of the few Esper that can fulfill this kind of condition in one Esper. So Embla R2, I would still say very worth the value, even though Embla have been released in the game like very long. I know that in high-end PvP, Embla's values kind of fell off a bit, but in overall content, she is still going to be one of the best DPS when you reach to R2 Embla. Like R0 Embla and R2 Embla is a total different thing. Then the next one is going to be Yin Chuan. Yin Chuan R2 effect. He's going to be very good in Fafnir, he's going to be very good in all your Falsetto Fantasy bosses, he's going to be very good in your Calamity Tower as well, because as long as there's a bossing content, his value is actually pretty high. And not to mention, you as a new player, you get 1 copy for free as long as you log in for 7 days, and which means you only need 2 more copies to get R2 Yin Chuan. So R2 Yin Chuan here will make your Screamer able to assist from enemy with Third Eye Seal, attacked by Yin Chuan to everyone attacking. So originally your Yin Chuan here, when he's at R0, his passive, the dog assisting, will only trigger when Yin Chuan's attack, which means when you attack S1, then the dog will bite. You cast S3, then the dog will bite, with only one time, which every time you have to wait for your turn to come back, then you can only use this passive to trigger the dog bite. But if you already have R2 effect, any Esper that attacking the target who have Third Eye Seal, which is usually the boss, will get triggered the passive, which means a free assist attack. This one here is still going to be one of the best passive R2 effect value in the game, especially in Falsetto Fantasy, which is one of the end game PvE content as well. Then the last one for today is going to be Brewster. Brewster Reso we are able to get his Reso pretty easy compared to the other Esper here, because Brewster R2 here, you can get his Reso from the loyalty chest. His Reso is rotating for a few patch already if you have been playing for like a few patches. Loyalty chest able to get his Reso pretty easily as long as you have add 1 copy of Brewster, which I highly recommend you get 1 copy of Brewster, then you get his Reso from the loyalty chest. Then with the R2 effect here will instantly help you get 3 stack of reload attack, and this one is the one that he can shoot his bullet outside of his turn. And this is where his main outcome and showcase as well. So getting his R2 effect unlock a lot thing, unlock like wave content, unlock like APAP, speed run, or maybe make your APAP a lot more faster. Because with this reload attack here, originally you can only get this stack from his S3 effect. The S3 effect here will give you 5 stack, but you have to cast at least 1 time of S3 first. But with your R2 effect here, you instantly get 3 bullet at the start of the combat, and this one is wave content. Like from wave 1, if you only left 1 bullet, when you go until wave 2, it will instantly reload back 3 bullet. So it's a very good Reso, especially in R2. Like R0 Brewster and R2 Brewster is a different concept as well. But overall, these 5 Esper I would say is the best value, because they actually cover a lot of content, like in PvE and also PvP as well. Like I know there's a lot more other Esper that their R2 effect is good, such as Liam, such as Jinchu, such as Ethan. They have like massive good R2 effect as well, but their R2 effect maybe is more focused on one specific content, like maybe Jinchu one is more focused into PvP because of the R2 effect, able to unlock the Mavis combo, right? And why am I not putting in, I'm not putting in Momo, I'm not putting in Suje and Slon Reso as well, because they are limited Esper. Like, you can get them from the Ripple boxes, but you are not able to get them get their Ripple if you don't have at least one copy, right? So I'm assuming you don't have Suje or Slon or Momo, so I'm not going to put them into this video consideration. So if I'm a new player or I'm a returner player, these 5 Esper will be my main priority to get them to R2. In terms of overall utility wise, right, they are the best in my opinion. Okay, hope this video actually help you guys out who are who need this video. And the next video I'll be making is the R6 top 5 R6 Esper. Then maybe you have a good info about like which Esper you should actually R6 first. I'll give out my own recommendation as well. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Gen MP, Yaki Shibatails, Kemi, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Code Wardeners, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwalks, Rimu, Chorny, Von Hexa, Antonio Winterspoon, Marlene Williams, Eric Mendes, Ium Cragren, Riku Fred X Iris, Calamity, Rocco Stenzions, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest 10. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Chorny. Thank you so much for your support.